our priority.
Governorship inauguration. Nigerians express confidence in the country's democratic journey. Plus, residents of Ibano raise alarm over recurring ocean encroachment. Hello, welcome to NTA News. My name is Francis Bassi. This broadcast is reaching you live on our Star Times channel 103 and on our social media platforms on Facebook and YouTube. Wife of Akwa Ibom State Governor, Pastor Patient Tumoino, has assumed office in readiness to support and complement state government Arise agenda. Pastor Eno gave the assurance while interacting with her staff on her first day in office. The report.
The governor's wife was accompanied to her office by family members, Christian clerics and aides. She appreciates God for His grace which saw them through at the electioneering campaigns and the subsequent governorship inauguration. She charged the staff to be honest, diligent, dedicated, and imbibe the attitude of hard work in the discharge of their duties.
This inauguration and official assumption of duty has thrust on me the responsibility of assisting him to succeed with the mandate that Akwa Ibom people have entrusted into his care. Please feel free to bring to my notice any issue that will make your jobs impactful, even as I charge you to be honest, diligent, and dedicated to your duties.
Those on hand to receive the governor's wife, including Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Margaret Edem, pray her tenure brings more blessings.
I want to thank God for our mommy, also a pastor. And I want somebody to challenge me here. If we in Akwa Ibom ever had a pastor governor and a pastor it goes to show that Akwa Ibom is fighting for double blessings.
It's going to be amazing. Every young person, every woman, every man should get ready to receive the motherly love from this, our newest governor's wife, and of course, God's blessing from the pastoral aspect of her. And it's going to be, more than do ourselves, so it will be good.
The First Lady is a mother, a grandmother. I see her as somebody who will take Akwa Ibom State to greater heights in the areas of women, children, in short, everybody in Akwa Ibom State.
High point of the governor's wife's first day in office was the hosting of her official portrait and dedication of the office by Bishop Enobong Essien. Clement Barikui, NTA News.
4 years of civilian-to-civilian rule in Nigeria calls for sincerity and commitment to lead in line with the social contract signed with Nigerians during electioneering. Those were the views of some Nigerians in Uyo as they reflect on the country's democracy, the journey so far. Clement Barikui reports.
Countries of the world, Nigeria had severally had its democratic attempt truncated by the military. Even the yearnings and plea of the people that their vote should be allowed in 1993 fell on deaf ears, as the election described by many at that time as the freest was annulled. 24 years down the line since the present democracy came into existence, Nigerians are happy that the country remains one indivisible entity despite years of conflict triggered by political competition. With Bola Tinubu as the 16th head of state in a year the country is celebrating 24 years of unbroken democracy, Nigerians expect more.
Sincerity of purpose and political will to actualize whatever they have told us they will do. There is nobody will raise any alarm. So let the government be sincere. Then they bring out their policies that is people friendly.
We have a constitution that is modeled around the that's the law that we could also have our people aware investment here, and if we could also move on requirements, I think we may be able to.
There may be hiccups to a smooth democratic experience in the country, but these have not altered the benefit of this system of government. After all, the worst democracy, they say, is better than the best military regime. In Uyo, Clement Barikui, NTA News.
Democracy has played a vital role in the story of civilization, helping to transform the world from the power structure of monarchy, empire, and conquest into popular rule, self-determination, and peaceful coexistence. Nigeria as a country has for a long time yearned for government where everyone has a say, and in the past 24 years witnessed uninterrupted democratic government from 1999 to 2023. Wisdom Jacob in this report takes a look at the benefits of democracy compared to military era.
Freedom of association, speech, voting and media access are all protected by democracy in addition to other basic human rights where citizens share the power and civic responsibility to make decisions on how they are governed. Democracy is based on the principles that all humans are equal and as such provides equal opportunity to all, encourages the existence of the rule of law as opposed to arbitrary rule. Democracy, on the other hand, according to respondents, ensures political stability, good governance, upholds the rule of law and constitution, recognizing that the law is supreme.
When a degree is made, that will be done maybe instantly. But this one, taking it to House Assembly, National Assembly, they will keep on delaying. But however, democracy is the best system of government.
Under the democratic process, everybody has the right to say something. Air his own opinion without being haunted. It left for the organs of government to put all of such ideas into use for the benefit of the people.
But the democratic process, people can say, Mr. President, do it this way and do it this way, and they will have a listening ear.
When we have military dictatorship, the decision of governance is taken by one person or less than 0.1% of Nigerians. But under democratic government, we have the National Assembly, deliberating on issues. We have 360 members of the House of Representatives, and we have 109 senators who must decide on certain issues depending on the issue at hand. So that gives the general public, the common Nigerians, the opportunity of speaking on every aspect.
In the government and governance of the day, you are a part and parcel of it. You are part of the decision making, a contributing factor of who is leading you and who is not leading you.
Democracy for us is good because it gave each and every one of us to have a say in the governance of our country, Nigeria, whereby you can see where something is bad now, people will rise up and kick against it. It's not in those days when there was a kind of a dictatorship government where you see a bad thing going on, nobody will talk, and if you talk, you will be arrested.
As the country enters another democratic dispensation, respondents are calling on leaders to remember that democracy is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Wisdom Jacob, NTA News.
And in health, do you know that the World Health Organization attributes over 8 million deaths annually to mental health disorders? This, no doubt, calls for increased awareness about the nature of mental health disorder, the impact of stigma, and the discrimination on people suffering from mental illnesses, their families, and the available medical intervention. This report, Obiayo Otobo, brings out medical opinions on why people should be concerned about good mental health habits.
The World Health Organization, WHO, says no fewer than 970 million people around the world struggle with mental illnesses, which include anxiety, depression, insomnia, dementia, and post-traumatic disorders. Experts say majority of these illnesses are triggered mainly by unsavory events such as accidents, chronic illness, emotional stress, among others.
A mental illness is like any other illness. It's like the hypertension we have, the malaria. It's just like that. The only difference is that this is an illness that is coming from the brain. So what do each and anybody suffering from a mental health disorder, what they need is a proper attention so that they can be able to open up and to be able to seek treatment on time.
The use of hard drugs and other substances can also affect the neurotransmitter that controls the normal function of the brain. This 25-year-old man falls under this category. His addiction to illegal substance has rendered him incapacitated and unproductive.
I have been in the prison too. Like seriously, I was a bad criminal.
The man and other youths with more severe mental health conditions that require specialist help are constituting a nuisance in society. Although mental health disorder is not contagious, experts however say some mental illnesses tend to run in families, suggesting genetic roots. It can be passed from one generation to the next among persons in the same lineage.
We know that if we are prone to developing a mental illness because a parent has got a trait, the children can do their best to avoid stressful situations that can cause a breakdown. So that is a part that is possibly avoidable. Things that can, as much as possible, avoiding, we know our limits as individuals, trying to have enough time to rest and take a break when we are facing challenges.
I'm very particular about use of psychoactive substances, particularly in children and in adolescents, because their brain is still developing. So because of the fact that their brain is still developing, so any insult to the brain by use of psychoactive substances can put them at risk of having a mental disorder.
Although experts say some mental illnesses can be managed and treated, especially to enable the persons suffering from the disease function in work or social environment, shortage of medical health professionals and relevant equipment in the hospitals, including support for the patients, remain barriers to accessing mental health care.
Public health care is a social service everywhere in the world, without exception. So there's the government responsibility to ensure there's a huge amount of investment, subsidy, and funding of public health care facilities.
It can be treated very well, and when it is caught on time, when the treatment is sought after early, the repercussions can also be limited. So it's not just that it can be treated, the complications that can go with it can also be reduced.
Experts suggest healthy lifestyle, access to employment opportunities for the youth, consistent advocacy on drug abuse and alcohol misuse, among others, as strategies to address mental health problems in Nigeria. In Benin, Obehio Otuba Presai, NTA News.
Pause here for some commercial break. We'll be back shortly.
Welcome to
Prisma International Hotels, located at number 5 Efangosanga Street, Afarafort, off a back road, Uyu. When it comes to hospitality industry, nothing compares with comfort, exquisite services, and top-of-the-world security. These are what make Prisma Hotels a household name. At Prisma Hotels, you are assured of lavishly furnished, spacious rooms and suites with complimentary breakfast, top-class blue sea swimming pool, VIP and poolside bars, as well as restaurant where African and continental dishes are served at pocket-friendly rates. These are not all. There is high-speed internet service, closed-circuit television, spacious car park, 24-hour power and water supply, sparkle laundry and dry cleaning services, and above all, combat-ready security operatives. So whenever you are in Uyo or you are a resident in Uyo, capital city of Akwa Ibom State, make Prisma Hotels number 5 Efangosanga Street, Afarafort, off a back road Uyo your choice, and you will cherish the experience. For bookings and inquiries, please call 081-3166-6660 or 0915-509-9989. Prisma International Hotels, hospitality par excellence.
Welcome back. Ibunok community in Akwa Ibom State is now one of the communities in the Nigerian coastal line threatened by climate change, which has already been stressed by human activities, pollution, invasive species, and storms. Wisdom Jacob, who visited the area recently, reports that the major physical and environmental impact on the community is a rise in sea level. The report.
Throughout human history, people have formed settlements along coastline, whether for food, livelihood, transport, recreation, or ambience. Human beings by default have always chosen to live where sea or ocean meets the land, and these coastal areas are recognized as zones subject to intensive human use, such as residential, port activities, fishing, culture, and oil exploration. Ibunok local government area is one of such communities in Nigerian coastline known for these activities, and unfortunately is one of the areas highly vulnerable to both natural and human-induced hazards like coastal flooding, cyclones, storms, surges, erosion, and pollution. The increasing population growth in Ibunok community, coupled with unemployment, low income levels, poor housing, and sanitary conditions have increased the vulnerability of the people dwelling in this coastal community. Many living in these coastal communities have to move upland regularly to escape being washed away by encroaching ocean, which is one of the impacts specific to coastal areas.
Environmental impact is zero. We cannot farm. Our fishermen are suffering because of oil pollution, and nobody cares. They deprive us from going to sea to survive. That's our occupation in Ibunok. We don't farm. Their oil doesn't allow our crops to grow. Even when they pollute the environment, they cannot even compensate.
It's not been going well with us because a lot of, even the oil itself has killed aquatic animals. Hence, we cannot get enough fish again. It's one of the impacts that has really impacted us.
The people, however, suggested measures to be taken to protect the area from the impact of rise in sea level.
Then the impact that we have here in the Atlantic Ocean is spoil a lot of things because of the oil spill that we also like to have, and the way the wave is coming. So we need empowerment in this place to empower us so we can be able to live here successful. We need empowerment.
Now, is automatically number one is the sea. When you get to the sea, on the high tide of it, you will see that the sea presently, the ocean presently is level. If you get to the beach, it has took so many houses, and if you come to this place, it have took so many houses.
The shore already has been encroached by the river, thereby not allowing the fishermen to have even where to park their boats. Two, schools that were built around here have been wiped away. No?
It is important to note that beaches along the Nigerian coastline are very susceptible to flooding due to low topography of the coastline. Wisdom Jacob, NTA News.
To lead a godly family, the man must be faithful, honest, humble, helpful, and willing to follow God's leading at all times. These were excerpts from various paper presentations at the Redeemers Men Fellowship 2023 Annual Convention. Kelvin Samuel tells us more.
In Akwa Ibom State, men of the Redeemed Christian Church of God across the state gathered at the state headquarters of Edith Akban Avenue, 4 Lanes, Suyo, to take part in the Redeemers Men Fellowship Annual Convention with the theme, The Blessed Man. Dwelling on the topics, the man after God's heart, the godly family, the faithful treasurer, and feed for the master's use, speakers explained the importance of living according to the dictates of the Word of God, as man showing why men who wish to succeed must lead with the fear of God.
Also expected to be faithful with finances, faithful to family, faithful with finances.
Your daughter needs you to compliment her. You're the first man in her life. Tell her she's beautiful. Tell her she's cherished. Tell her she's valuable.
Some leaders of the Redeemers Men Fellowship in Akwa Ibom State speak on the gains derived from the convention.
Society needs the men, like I said, not just men, but men who have understanding of the times, men of influence and men of substance.
God has also invested so much in us, and much is expected from whom much is given.
What type of impact are you creating beginning from your family? Are you a blessed man? There are men who are becoming curse. There are men who are constituting nuisance, even in their family, not to talk about the society.
I want to advise all men, for unity of purpose, let's come together. Let's fellowship together, and then let's serve the Lord with one heart.
Then came the release of parental blessings from the general overseer of the church. The convention featured rendition of praises and prayers for the church and the nation at large. The Redeemers Men Fellowship Convention is an annual event in the Redeemed Christian Church of God, where men spend quality time with God to learn of His ways and improve their roles as men in every sphere of life. In Uyo, Kevin Samuel, NTA News.
That is the much we can take, but before we go, to be a star, join NTA's campaign to stand against rape and rapists. Wisdom Jacob is standing by for news in translation.
Dai wuru kara state mi atong utum roiba ma ko bu yotong ke de rebe mo te dai wuru kara state burin yet iden eni idurun yen ke u karan kan fong ama ke matong mi bono wo sidon ki bono se me ba na mo ado abu yero idon ribian bo Ukang ini song ida mambo ya ikut membosan ini ni bubre yomi mi kere wisdom Jacob. Awana dai wuru kara stede mi ma patience umono ama tongutum funa mi anyong atang ki mo mi ba ga yom be idem di na mutum ba to ko asanga ga kemen utum bi mutum so kara stede mi ni di na nyaga atang mi ki ni ga ni ne ma yembun se di kamina mutum funa mi do pausen anya tongutum ai kombo mi to kombo.
Awana dai wuru kara stede mi ga sanga membunu fo akara mekwa basi aka ufo utumomo nyama koma basi kukbema yem fono ga fono yo mo to kini ufo mbuba tutu adi sami ida benne be mo idut atadai guru kara stedemi nyama no menamutumdo iteme bo ya mo krebo ki misni de minamutum nyon ina makpaniko afre frini songbon sekiba adi komanya Medi ku fau tema kedo sang wen no fau tema sem kwa ba tumi ban ke street magredem ayong obo ini senyeri ba tenwana dai wuru kara street mi ebene didion yem fonom bo osok mbono wo akpana dinam ki tiere kedo anya didian ndu semo ke itiu temoro ndien bishop no bon sien ayong ya fau tema mo ano abasi wisdom Jacob.
Iswai de minang kan saya maga ton nutumu kamang kafong kidet nyen munir nyen nyen bo kan bonsi bo kara ya nam bo ya sang kan me semmo ke mo nam bono wo kini ke fere ke nutum mboba amiero so somewhere nyen tang ka ba nutumu kar iden nyen amatam maton
Nanga ke nyonga tepe ke me irut fen kunarut Nigeria emani mem pakukut ye ubiongo nanga eke yemme eripro ukara ekong noru ukara nkanga fong ba yere ke no gombono bufang erifi ubok enyonga boke ya ibat me ibat ufi ubok mo kiswa 1993 ado ke patrem bubaru ema biat mbubaru ye ibaru fi ubok efep ado kem ponte ufang iswa erep minang Tiong irut nyen ekipong ukara ekong eba kukara nkanga fong mbono wo kirut nyen eko boyok ini meset ame abenne ridianakit ari bayero mbuba akbunno kikbage mbre a politics yenanga bola ame tinibu aro raiwut ukara irut nyen oyogo efreket nangante irut nyen edara ukara nkanga fong mbono wo kirut nyen ebo kime yem no frewu eria ufon etu keti usong Dimension sio irun fen enyong eria ufon etu meyu kara nkanga fong kiruromo nku ommo ekemerinie mpakukut yobiango nanga irut nyan enie ado kemmem fana ami ibenne ufon ye udut amembono wu eriaga isio kemmeyu kara ami amenama mbono wu etangebu kiriok oyu kara nkanga fong afonokan ukarekong meku yo uwe medi mo Samson okombok NTA
Ukang yen bon de trembong bo bre yomi ado tutum bong ba sen kanikado de temagi ko frefen membrome itonyen tutuinero